Welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails for some short stories on the guts and glories of being an entrepreneur.
Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason.
Hey, this is Elizabeth Plouffe, and welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails. And I'm going to be doing a double duty podcast today. And the double duty podcast is going to be about how values, your personal values, and your clients are really important, as well as promoting an event that I'm really proud to be involved with. And to give you a little backstory, the personal side of this is my son Thomas is on the spectrum. He has Asperger's syndrome, which is a high-functioning form of autism. And they first started to notice something was a bit amiss when he was 2, and that sort of launched us into the world of services within Halton region. And when he was younger, we were quite lucky, I will admit. We were quite lucky that we got into terrific programs. I mean, we definitely ran into some duds, but we had amazing people who were definitely on our side and trying to do the best for Thomas that they could, working with the school system and what we could afford at the time and what have you. And it wasn't until we got to high school that we really ran into a shit-tastic gap within the autism service industry for helping youth going into adulthood on the spectrum. And in particular, my son is extremely high functioning. And I know some people find that delineation really offensive. I don't, because it really helps when I'm speaking to professionals, because I can give examples to back up the different of functionality. For an example, today, he got in touch with me while I was drying my hair, of all things, but to let me know that he was going to take off on his bike to go to the library, that he was going to go meet a friend and help them study. And for a lot of kids on the spectrum, and especially in the Asperger's field, that's not the right thing. But anyway, in the Asperger's community, that can be really challenging. Getting out of the house on their own and managing some social anxieties and whatever can be really inhibiting. And it can prevent them from taking advantage of a lot of opportunities and for advocating for themselves properly. So I'm really fortunate that I guess I've been a bit of a hard ass on Thomas, and he's just genetically predisposed. I don't pretend in any way to take full credit for how my son has turned out, because it could have gone a completely different way. But what we started running into when he turned like 16, 17 was, so by the way, your time with us is going to be ending service-wise. Even with his developmental pediatrician and those types of services that we were able to access so easily before, all of a sudden we're running into this major gap where they don't have anything out there for people on the spectrum over the age of 18. And it might be out there, but by God on a cracker, it's hard to find. And I'm going to give you this example. So I'm at the library, one of my favorite places on the planet, looking for resources to help people on the spectrum find a job. Because, of course, Thomas has some challenges with that and trying to get some help. And that's my first place to go. Two books on how to help somebody on the spectrum find a job and, navigate certain issues. So I ended up grabbing somebody and I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Could you please help? She then referred me to forgive me, I'm not going to get the name right, the Disability Equity Coalition or something to that effect within Halton region. And okay, so I got in touch with them. Then they said, have you ever heard of Marilyn Ellis, who runs the Autism Job Club out of Bateman High School? Here's the kicker. Marilyn had started the job club the year before when my son was a student at Bateman High School. We never heard about it. Special Services never told us about it. I never saw any advertising about it. We never found it, no matter what I searched for. So I called Marilyn and I said, hey, here's my story. Here's what I do for a living. I need to help you because I am not the only parent who is now struggling and has been basically kicked to the curb about helping their kid transition from high school to post-secondary or from high school to a job or what have you. So how can I help you? So I started out as a volunteer, and it was getting to know the job club and taking Thomas finally. And it's been amazing for him. I mean, what Marilyn has built has just been incredible, and more people need to know about it, and more people need to start their own chapters because not obviously. So here's the thing with the Autism Job Club. you need to keep the membership small for each chapter in order for it to be effective for the members. Because, of course, part of what causes the challenge with Asperger's syndrome or anything on the spectrum is that social anxiety. So it's not a situation where you can take a particular chapter and grow it to 30, 40, 50 people coming out at every meeting, because that's just going to freak the crap out of them. And then it's no longer effective. So I got to know the job club. Thomas got to go in. He's made such progress. It's been amazing. He's had more job interviews over the past 6 months than we ever had success with before because of Marilyn and the job club. He's able to make new connections. He looks forward to seeing the people that he knows there. You know, it's given him, I think, more confidence and what have you. And so over the time of talking to Marilyn, as a business person, obviously, I focused on the communications and how I could help get it out and what she was comfortable with and growth goals and what have you. And then it transitioned into a paid position, which is where I'm going with the event, because Marilyn is tireless in trying to find ways to continue studying and develop tools. So, because P.S., there are no autism-specific tools for the job search. So all those wonderful strength finders and job sorters and all those things, none of them have been developed for the autism community. As far as I know anyway, and please, if you are working on something, leave it in the comments, get in touch with me. Marilyn has now been very successful with this grant, and at the end of it, she will be able to start developing an autism-specific job skills, job sorter tool that will take into consideration the anxieties and preferences and all the other stuff that goes along with being on the spectrum. Part of it is where I get to my podcast plug number 2, is an event that we have coming up on October 21st, which is a Saturday. It's from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it's taking place at the DeGroote School of Business here in Burlington on the South Service Road. Amazing venue, by the way. If you've never checked it out for an event, I've been having events there for 5 years now. Incredible staff, terrific rooms, just so many options. So I'm really thrilled that Marilyn chose this location for this event. The whole day, from speakers to workshops to activities to whatever, is dedicated to youth and young adults on the spectrum looking for jobs. And it's not that we have jobs waiting there. It's tools for developing job skills. It's networking in a comfortable thing. We have accommodation quiet rooms, so if somebody gets overwhelmed, they can go and take a moment. And I'll be honest with you, after a couple of hours in a huge group of, whatever a huge group is for you, but a huge group for me can be anywhere from 40 to 300 people, I need a freaking quiet room. This isn't an oddity. This isn't something that is a problem. I need a quiet room. I have to go for at least 10 minutes, if not longer, and sort of gather my shit up, because dealing with people in large groups like that, for me, I love it. I'm an extrovert as far as social and what have you, but I'm an introvert as far as energy goes. So dealing with people like that sucks out my energy and I need to replenish. So we're offering a quiet room that is particular for those who can network for only so long or sit in a workshop for only so long and then need to recharge their batteries. We've got Michael McCreary coming, who's the Aspie comic, and he's freaking hysterical, but he also shares his life lessons and what it's like for him having been on the spectrum or being on the spectrum and developing this comedy career. We're going to be having champion employers. So if you are an employer in the Halton region and you've hired somebody on the spectrum and you've had a success story, please let us know, because we'd love to feature you at the event on our website and wherever we can. We've got a fantastic shirt, which I know sounds really peculiar, but we have a great shirt. And the artwork on the shirt was done by Dave Beresford, who's a member of our Autism Job Club on the spectrum, but he's a fantastic artist. And he created this peregrine falcon standing on top of the world, and how Autism Job Club is now making them ready to take flight. And the front of the shirt says, "It's a neurodiverse universe." And so it's a terrific shirt. It's not event specific. It can be worn anytime, but it's great. And Dave's done an amazing job with the artwork as well. So this is where my twofold, this is where this comes together for me for business and personal, because I have struggled as a parent for at least 5 years trying to connect my son with the right services to transition him into adulthood. I don't have all the answers. I know how to parent him on certain situations. I have no idea about the services and the supports and the whatever else that are out there to help my son be more successful. He should have every opportunity possible. And if you have a kid on the spectrum, you do also know that after a while, you get tired. You get crazy balls tired because you're so sick of fighting and searching and researching and supporting and whatever else and not getting anywhere. So this is where the Autism Job Club has been an absolute savior for our family. And not that we were in crisis or anything, but at least we know that he can move forward. And actually, due in part to the Autism Job Club and Marilyn's support, my son, this is where I get teary again, has been accepted to college. And will be going to, is he so crazy? We'll be going to Sheridan College in January in the Art Fundamentals program. And a few years ago, there were some professionals within the education system who told us that post-secondary education was not going to happen for Thomas, that he wasn't going to be able to handle the stress and he wasn't going to be able to handle the workload and whatever else. And they were just no support whatsoever. And it's through Marilyn and the Autism Job Club that Thomas has gained more confidence and we've been able to have her professional advice on the fact that, yes, he can do this. And yes, he should move forward. And absolutely, because she's got all kinds of degrees in her background that, it's just a sigh of relief to meet someone like her who sees kids for who they are and not their diagnosis, which happens a lot in the public school system and in the services system. They just see the diagnosis. They don't see who your kid is. And then to have what she's building meet so completely with my core values as a person and as a business, and be able to have that partnership has been incredible. So I'm grateful on many levels. And it's putting it out there and taking those chances from a business perspective. I could have just reached out and had Thomas be a member of the Autism Job Club. Could have absolutely done that. But I took it a step further and I was willing to volunteer my time, and I will continue to volunteer my time regardless of whether there's a grant or money in place. I'm never stopping with this. But it was taking that chance that has taken my business in some different directions as well. And we're now moving forward on some other projects that I'm so excited about that are just amazing. You're going to hear about them in the next year or two because they're huge. And then to be part of the team that's bringing this It's a Neurodiverse Universe event on October 21st to Halton Region is just amazing. And I'm extremely grateful, and I hope you'll check it out. As an employer, I'm hoping to one day be able to have somebody on the spectrum work for me, because the pool of talent that's available is incredible. Yes, there have to be some accommodations. The good news is, in this digital age, a lot of people on the spectrum are more comfortable working from home. And that's awesome because it saves you office space. It saves you whatever. They're extremely efficient and creative and intelligent. And if you're in a business that is virtual based, then they are a perfect fit for you in so many different ways. Come on out to the event. Meet some of the guys on the spectrum. Guys and girls. Sorry, I don't mean that in a specific way. It's a general term. And get to see their displays. If you want to be a vendor as a success story, let us know. I mean, we're vetting everybody, so it's not an automatic, but we'd love to hear from you. And know that working with the Autism Job Club as an employer can do so much for your organization. It will mesh with your core values, especially if they are around community service and giving back and learning and growing and what have you. And you need to do it. It's just awesome. That's my phone, of course, going off at the very end there. So October 21st is this great event. I'm pleased as punch and proud as anything to be involved with it. I hope you'll check it out. And if you need to grow your business and try something new, reach out to an organization that you think you could help with your product or service and offer to volunteer and get involved. And I guarantee you, It's beneficial. I guarantee you it's the right thing to do. I know you can't really guarantee anything, but I guarantee you it's freaking awesome. Or you can check out the Autism Job Club, which is at autismjobclub.ca. And you can get in touch. It's this is really awful, but join at autismjobclub.ca. You can get in touch with Marilyn. You can check out Futures Found, which is Marilyn's parent company that is all about helping teens and youth transition into post-secondary education and helping them with career advice. My own daughter has worked with Marilyn and thinks it's terrific. So that's it for today. So my 2 major messages are: have a look at your core values. See how you can get connected within the community and give back. If you have hired somebody on the spectrum and are having a success story, please get in touch. Join at autismjobclub.ca. Leave a comment. You get in touch with me, whatever you need to do. We'd love to have you at the event. And check out the Autism Job Club Conference. It's a neurodiverse universe on October 21st. And I hope we'll see you there. I hope I've inspired you. I hope you'll take a chance and reach out and help somebody. And just know, it's changed my life. It's changed my son's life. It's just an amazing thing to do. It's just awesome. That's all it is. It's all good. Get out there. Do it. And as always, just know that you have the guts and glory to create your own story. And I hope, drop me a comment in there and let me know what you think of today. And that's it. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye. Entrepreneurial Entrails is brought to you by MCV Communications. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at MCVPloof, or visit mcvcommunications.ca to find out how we can help your small business communicate better. Thanks for listening and have a great day.